at my mama's ball last season, telling everyone how you would never, ever court Penelope Featherington.
Yes, I quite agree. It's, Bridgerton.
Perhaps we should talk about this somewhere more private.
Because I embarrass you. Of course you would never court me. I am the laughingstock of the town even when I change my entire wardrobe. It just never occurred to me that you of all people could be so cruel.
Bridgerton Season 3, a frustrating mix of potential and disappointment. Bridgerton Season 3, while enjoyable, fails to meet expectations due to pacing issues and an overabundance of subplots. The season's central romance between Colin Bridgerton, Luke Newton, and Penelope Featherington, Nicola Coughlan, is overshadowed by numerous side stories, diluting their narrative. Despite the electric chemistry between Newton and Coughlan, their screen time is insufficient, leaving their love story underdeveloped. The season concludes with an anticlimactic ending to the Lady Whistledown hunt and unresolved subplots. Though the show delves into the harsh realities of gender roles in a patriarchal society, it struggles with priorities, ultimately making Season 3 a transitional and somewhat unsatisfying chapter in the Bridgerton saga. Bridgerton Season 3 is just fine, that's why it's so frustrating. Issues with pacing and a growing ensemble make for a disappointing conclusion to the stories of Penelope and Lady Whistledown. Part 1 of Bridgerton Season 3 ended on an exhilarating cliffhanger punctuated by Archer Marsh's string quartet rendition of Pitbull's "Give Me Everything." But depending on what you wanted out of the romance between Colin Bridgerton, Luke Newton, and Penelope Featherington, Nicola Coughlan, Season 3 either gave us too little or way too much. This season is overstuffed with subplots, diminishing the love story at its core and giving the hunt for Lady Whistledown an anticlimactic ending. Newton and Coughlan's chemistry is searing but wasted in a lackluster and directionless outing from one of Netflix's signature dramas. Before I hit you with it, dearest gentle reader, and tear into Season 3 with vicious prose, okay, I don't have the temperament for viciousness and I'm definitely no Whistledown. I want to make it clear that I didn't hate the season. Far from it. It was a perfectly nice way to spend a few hours, and the melodrama drew plenty of shocked gasps out of me. The potential twists to future seasons are fascinating and I'm curious to see what's next. I'm particularly intrigued by the potential exploration of queer identities teased for Benedict, Luke Thompson, and Francesca Bridgerton, Hannah Dodd. But that's the future. What about our love-struck Bridgerton couple of the present? Colin's puppy-dog devotion to his now-fiancée Penelope is fierce and their physical attraction palpable. Viewers waiting for the heat to turn up are in luck. Episode 5, perhaps the peak of Season 3, gifts us with an insanely sensual sex scene between the two. There's a mirror involved, I'll leave it at that. The problem with Season 3 is never Coughlan or Newton, because they electrify the screen together. No, the problem is we hardly get enough of them across 8 episodes that are supposedly dedicated to their romance. Instead there's Featherington drama, Benedict's frolicking, Will Mondrich's, Martin's imhangby, lamentation over his bar that somehow lasts most of the season, and so on and so on. These storylines wouldn't be an issue if they didn't dominate so much of Season 3 that Colin and Penelope's romance suffers for it. The entire season struggles with priorities and pacing. Why did Colin need to tutor Penelope in the art of husband-finding if that was going to last all of 5 seconds? Why did we need to spend so much time establishing an emotional connection between Penelope and Lord Debling, Sam Phillips, when he quite literally disappears after rejecting her? Most importantly, why is the Lady Whistledown drama timed so that Colin is furious with Penelope during their wedding and they're essentially estranged until the last 20 minutes of the finale? The very last scene reveals all 3 Featherington sisters have had babies, and maybe that's a bit metaphorical, Penelope sharing the spotlight. Yes, the spotlight is a trio of newborns in this metaphor, as always, with everyone else. All that said, the season does continue to explore the harsh realities of gender in a patriarchal society obsessed with producing male heirs. Cressida Cooper, Jessica Madsen, finds herself so desperate to escape her father's cruelty that she's driven to blackmail. It's a humanizing season for the series' mean girl, reminding us that the ton is a place where a woman's happiness is entirely dependent on the temperament of their father or husband. Lady Featherington, Polly Walker, and Lady Cooper, Joanna Bobin, are also deeply